It's me coming back at you. Thanks for clicking. First off, I did want to thank everyone who did comment on the last couple videos I did, or the last last couple videos I did, and offered their constructive opinion regarding that coworker girl of mine who I think I've kind of realized that maybe, like I say, I was pretty much going to probably do this anyway, but you know, it is a new job and everything like that, and you don't really want to necessarily muck things up, so I think I'll probably just lay low and just, I don't know, just you know, the problem is when you really want like a woman in your life or something, it's hard to lay low if you feel like there's a possibility, especially for someone as cute as she is. And it's a kind of tug of war, but I think that, you know, I'm going to try my damnedest just to look at her as just any other employee, and really try to just, like I say, keep a low profile. I think it's the best thing to do at this particular time, and just, you know, having the job be new and everything like that. And it occurred to me last night that one of the many reasons I left my last job was just the fact that I mentioned before of just having been there for almost 3 years, and it just seemed like inevitably I ended up on a lot of people's, what I'd say, call shit list, of course, which I've already mentioned. And I didn't really like that, you know, feeling. There's no way once you end up there, there's really no way you can get out of it unless you just give everyone a bunch of money, which might not even, you know, work anyway. So once you're on people's shit list, in my experience, you're really never going to get off it. So I was just like that, combined with so many other things, new management and shit. I just got the hell out of there. And one of the things that's kind of frustrating about this new job is like, well, you know, it's a fresh start. And it's like, well, yeah, that's true for everyone except this one person, which, you know, I kind of knew before. I mean, didn't really know, but I mean, was familiar with, having, you know, just shopped there. And it's just kind of like, it's kind of frustrating, I was thinking about, because it was like, you know, it's not really, I mean, in regards to this one person, it's not a fresh start, and it's just like, it's like starting a new job with baggage. It's just like, but anyway, on to my topic for this particular video, which is, you know, very much like a sequel, or in the same, you know, spirit as the last two videos, which is in regards to women. Are women worth it? And, you know, for me at this point, I don't know. I've had, like I say, I've only had one girlfriend, and I had one friend with benefits situation. So I've been intimate with 2 women, and that was obviously fun. It was a very small period of, you know, of my, very small percentage of my life, like 4 years out of my whole life. And, you know, but I guess, you know, I really enjoyed it while it was there, and obviously. And, you know, I had a lot of sex, and with, you know, a couple relatively, I mean, the second one was, you know, actually more attractive and voluptuous and stuff than I ever would have imagined I'd be able to get without paying. So I was extremely, that's why it was so difficult when that one ended. It only lasted like 3 months, but I was extremely grateful, you know, especially for that second one, which was, you know, very much my ideal kind of situation, which was like no strings attached. We each had our own, I mean, she was separated with 2 kids, and it was just like, she was living alone with her 2 kids, and I was living alone. It was just like we each had our own houses. I don't really even want to necessarily live with anyone. So I might not really be a kind of person who really even, I don't know, a relationship kind of person, because I don't really want to live with anyone. I think I like living alone. I don't like being alone all the time, but I think I like living alone. I mean, the only thing I'd change is I'd like to be able to see people on occasion. But, so the question is, are women worth it? Well, I guess that depends on, like I say, where you come from. Where I come from is I don't think I really want to live with anyone. And having, you know, there's guys out there, you know, you guys out there who haven't experienced, for better or for worse. I mean, maybe it's a good thing too. I do want to, you know, if I can seriously point out that fact, that it may not entirely be a bad thing that you haven't experienced women. I've come across people's videos, guys' videos on here, never having experienced women, and I'm partially going, oh, that's too bad, but also a lucky guy. you know, because it's not all like great. You know, I mean, you've probably heard that and stuff, and you have to experience it for yourself to really, I guess, understand that. You know, when people say, "Oh, that's bad," or you know, and it's like, yeah, right. I mean, you can't really. You have to. There's things you have to experience. You know, and you can't just be told things, and there's things you have to experience firsthand to go, "Oh, that's what he was saying." So, like I say, so are women worth it? I mean, like I say, that depends on the woman, it depends on you, it depends on the situation. There's so many factors involved. But what I've experienced with the two women I've been intimate with, and even some that I haven't been intimate with, is they're like, I don't know, it's almost like they're wired to cause chaos or to bring unbalance to balance or something, in my experience. And this is with more than two women. I mean, even this girl that my new coworker, my very brief, you know, time with her on the job is just like, you know, all of a sudden, as I talked about in my video before last, which is, what's it called? Girl coworker goings on or something like that, where all of a sudden, like my first shift I worked with her, she's like playing these games, like, you know, or what I would regard as playing these games, you know. So, you know, from what I've experienced, and obviously this isn't necessarily, I don't claim that this is just true all around the board, this is only what I've experienced. Women, I don't know, like I say, they don't like peace. It's kind of like the women are like kind of like the U.S. government. It's like there's got to be a constant war on something. You know, there's got to be a constant, you know, I mean, you can really liken women to the, you know, military-industrial complex. It's like they get, you know, a kick out of just, I mean, their existence wouldn't be justified unless there's a battle to continually fight. It's just weird. But that's, like I say, this is by no means my, you know, thoughts on women. It's just my experience with them. I'm not saying that, like I say, I can't stress enough how much I'm not saying that this is how all women are, because I can't speak for how all women are. I can speak for how the women I've experienced, you know, have had dealings with. I can speak for how they were. So, are women worth it? I don't know. Give it a shot. Decide for yourself. I think I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, you know, I kind of, you know, although loneliness is lonely, it's also peaceful, you know, and it's a kind of serenity. There's a kind of serenity in it, in loneliness, you know. It's a peace, you know. It's an absolute peace, and I like, you know, I don't like clubs and loud places and loud, you know, I like serenity, I like peace. So maybe the only way to have it in life is to not have a woman in your life. I don't know. And like I say, this is just based on what I've experienced. I'm not saying that every woman's a terror or every woman's a military-industrial complex. But from what I've experienced, they just like, as soon as the dust starts to settle, they're like, I can see too clearly, like I gotta kick up some dust, so you know, because this is getting way too bright and clear and peaceful and chipper in here, you know. It's just like, so give it a shot for yourself. Feel free to let me know in, you know, in the comments what your experience is. Have you found like the one? Have you found, you know, are women worth it? Have women worked out, or particular woman worked out for you, or what have your experiences been like? Because, you know, we all have different ones, and maybe some of you lucky guys out there have ended up with a bunch of, or have ended up with a lot of positive experiences. I can't imagine there's anyone who hasn't, you know, who has had all positive experiences. That seems a little unrealistic to me, but I don't know. Like, here we go, I see the light again. But I guess that's it. Maybe I don't have to go the full running, you know, allotted running time on this particular video, give you guys a break, but feel free to share your experiences if you want. You don't have to, but I think kind of where I'm at is, you know, having experienced that, you know, coworker girl at work is just like kicking up dust, or at least in my opinion, potentially like kicking up dust, and it's just like, why, you know, Why have to make something that's can potentially be so enjoyable and beautiful, like just attraction to someone else's personality and physicality and just a general attraction to someone else? Why do they have to turn it into something that's so negative and makes, you know, the other side, the other sex, you know, I can't think of the term, but makes the other side of the other sex, well, we'll just say cautious, and, you know, not willing to necessarily, you know, deal with potential negatives of consequences of dealing with women. You know, I mean, there's so many, you know, there's so many dangers actually to dating, and you know, like particularly me, because I don't want to obviously bring any life into this shitty world. Obviously, you know, one of the big dangers is obviously pregnancy, which is just like, oh my God, you know, if I accidentally brought someone into this world, I'd just feel so fucking horrible, you know. So that's an advantage of not having women in your life, is you can't, you know, accidentally bring someone into the world. So that's a huge benefit. So I think that I will leave it right here, and there's no need to go all the way. So thank you very much for watching. Feel free to chime in what you thought, or your thoughts. Have you found the perfect woman? Have you had horror experiences? I mean, we're all entitled to our own particular stance on women, and at this point I'm kind of like disillusioned, I think, by women in general. And in regards to that girl coworker at work, I'm just gonna kind of, I don't know, lay low, I think, and just see what's what, and hopefully she doesn't make my new job any worse than it already is. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.